us this half hour. I'm Ashley Garrett. Let's get straight to that certified most accurate forecast this morning with meteorologist Jonathan Myers. Today we're talking warm temps and also looking ahead to the first day of spring.
Yeah, you know, it officially starts tomorrow, Ashley, late tomorrow, about 11:50 p.m.
Gotcha.
And so the first full day of spring is on Friday. And definitely will feel like that by the end of the week for sure. Those 80s that are on the way. As for today, those starting out mild temperatures outside. Most of us are into the lower 60s, even some mid 60s as well. So out the door for work this morning, mostly cloudy, temperature 62. And we'll see plenty of clouds and even some patchy fog as we start things off this morning. A sunrise right around 7:30 this morning. We'll see 61 degrees and definitely those temperatures are mild first thing this morning. No rain out there. Live radar is showing us all dry across our area. And well, back off to our west, there's some showers across Arkansas and Oklahoma and Missouri, but do not expect a whole lot of rain in our area today. There could be a few inland showers, and I have the highest chance of rain today. If you live in places like maybe Glenville, also Reidsville, Hazelhurst, Metter, Vidalia, you may see a little better chance for a few showers. Smaller chances for rain get closer to I-95, especially west of I-95. Should be dry like Tybee for today. Check out these temperatures. 81 in Bluffton today, 82 for Pooler, Vidalia, and Metter. Both will be in the low 80s later this afternoon. And even warmer temperatures as we start spring off on Thursday. And that warm temperatures will last at least all the way through Saturday. And we'll see another chance for some showers around for the last half of the weekend on Sunday. I'll detail more as this warm forecast is headed our way coming up in less than 10 minutes.
Jonathan, thank you. Well, the Georgia Department of Public Health says there are 146 cases of COVID-19 or coronavirus in Georgia. Just Monday, that number was 121. Most of those cases are in Fulton County, and the death toll in Georgia remains at 1. In South Carolina, the Department of Health and Environmental Control is reporting 47 cases of coronavirus, 4 of which are in Beaufort County. There's also only 1 coronavirus-related death in South Carolina. If you have any questions or concerns about the coronavirus, you can call Georgia's hotline at the number on your screen. It's open 24/7. And for people in South Carolina, you can call this number for any concerns about COVID-19 or coronavirus. This line is open from 8 a.m. until 6 p.m. on weekdays. Plus, several healthcare providers in South Carolina are offering telehealth options to people who are experiencing symptoms with COVID-19. You can use the free promo code COVID-19 for a free consultation. As the coronavirus continues to affect our area, be sure to keep an eye on the bottom of your screen for constant updates about closures and cancellations throughout the morning. Well, South Carolina Governor Henry McMaster has some new guidelines for restaurants across the state because of concern over the coronavirus. WJCL's Stephen Moody reports.
Starting Wednesday, all restaurants in the state of South Carolina will have to go to carry-out orders only. That was announced Wednesday afternoon by Governor Henry McMaster. This new order also includes bars across the state. A few local restaurants, including the Bluffton Room, the Crazy Crab, the Purple Cow, and a Low Country Backyard restaurant, are already advertising takeout orders and curbside pickups. There have been 47 cases of COVID-19 in South Carolina. That includes 14 new cases reported Tuesday and 1 new case in Beaufort County. Here's more from the governor on this decision.
It is allowed and recommended that takeout, curbside delivery of food to homes, businesses, takeout, all of that be increased and enhanced wherever possible. We've talked to a lot of people. We know this is a dislocation. We know a lot of these things are going to cause problems for businesses, but the enemy we face, this enemy of this virus, is bigger than any sort of irritation or inconvenience that any of us could have.
With the news of the PGA canceling the RBC Heritage in April, several Low Country businesses are looking at a long few weeks. We'll continue to follow this story, but for now, reporting in the Low Country, Stephen Moody, WJCL 22 News.
Stephen, thank you so much. Well, South Carolina senators have approved millions in funding to help fight the coronavirus. WJCL's Daniel Robinson joins us live now from the Low Country with what happens next. Good morning, Daniel.
Hey, Ashley, good morning. Senators approved $45 million in emergency funding to fight the virus and debated whether or not to pass a plan to keep the government running, even if they cannot meet to approve a budget. The Senate Finance Committee decided to send the emergency funding request to the full Senate for a vote, which passed 42-0. DHEC said that the money would be spent on additional employee and overtime, protective equipment, public education, and lab supplies. The committee then debated what kind of message it would send if they voted in March for a spending proposal that is usually passed in June. Some senators say that they don't expect a disaster would prevent them from meeting for months, but say it's important to be prepared just in case a spending plan is not ready by July 1st. Other senators say that it would send the wrong message to take such a drastic step as they are trying to maintain confidence with the public. The Senate delayed that final vote on the resolution, but they say they would only need to meet for one day to conduct this final vote. The House is also expected to meet briefly on Thursday to also discuss emergency spending. Live in the Lowcountry this morning, Daniel Robinson, WJCL 22 News.
Daniel, thank you so much. Well, health officials with the Coastal Health District say while there are 0 confirmed cases of COVID-19 in Chatham County, some people are still waiting on test results. The health director of the Coastal Health District says there's a need for more testing in our area, partly because suppliers of the testing kits are backlogged. He also says if someone has symptoms of COVID-19, they can only be tested by their local health care provider or a licensed physician. However, the district is working on a drive-through testing area. The director says it's quite possible the coronavirus could already be in our area.
I think it is very possible and quite likely that we have undetected spread. If we didn't, we would be the only part of Georgia that didn't, and so I think that's a very unrealistic expectation, which is why I say it's not a matter of if, it's just a matter of when.
Well, health officials say so far there's no evidence that this virus can spread with contact with animals. They also point out the virus can live on hard surfaces like stainless steel for up to 3 hours. Time check this morning, it is 5:36, and the Live Oak Libraries across Chatham, Effingham, and Liberty counties have decided to close its doors due to the rapidly developing coronavirus. Our Emma Hamilton is joining us live from the location on the south side, and she reports what people need to know about these closures. Good morning, Emma.
Hey, Ashley, good morning. The Live Oak Libraries are very concerned about the safety of its customers and staff, and essentially it wants to prevent the spreading of this virus. Now, even though the libraries are closed, there are many ways that you can still access all of the resources that it offers. Ebooks, audiobooks, magazines, and more from the Live Oak Libraries are accessible from any device that you have at home. All Savannah-Chatham County Public School students also have free access to the several e-resources for homework help, study tools, and much more. Any overdue fines you may have will be waived, and all materials that are currently checked out will automatically be renewed. Now, as of right now, the Live Oak Libraries plan to continue to be closed until April 1st. And again, that closure starts today, March 18th. We'll have more information on our website at WJCL.com on how you can access all of those resources. Reporting live in Savannah this morning, Emma Hamilton, WJCL 22 News.
Emma, thank you so much. Well, demand for sanitation supplies continues to rise, and some people are gouging prices, but others are stepping up to do the right thing and help people get the resources they need. Michael Saporito is a local gas and tool supplier out of Richmond Hill. He's been trying to stock up on emergency supplies items like hand sanitizer ingredients, masks, and protective gloves. People and local businesses in need of these items can come to him without being charged excessive fees.
It's a tough one because you have a business that might have an issue with not having income for a long time. But on the same sense, you have to be a human. You know, they have to understand that as a community, especially when they're dealing locally, it's just not worth it.
Saporito also says the hardest thing he's had to track down has been toilet paper. He says he's just added this to his supply list. Well, time check this morning, it is 5:39, and President Trump now urging Congress to deploy $1 trillion right away, including money checks that would be sent to American families hurt by novel coronavirus. For more, here's ABC's Alex Prescia from Washington.
President Trump is urging Congress to inject up to $1 trillion into the economy to fight novel coronavirus.
We're going big.
One big piece of this plan, still under negotiation, direct cash payments to most Americans. It's unclear how much. Senator Mitt Romney has proposed $1,000 per person.
Americans need cash now, and the president wants to get cash now. And I mean now, in the next 2 weeks.
The plan would also include $500 billion in a payroll tax cut, $50 billion for the airline industry, and $250 billion for small business loans. Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin telling Senate Republicans the U.S. could see 20% unemployment without government intervention. The plan coming as many states and cities opt to shutter bars and restaurants.
We're asking the young people to help us with this mitigation strategy by staying out of the bars, staying out of the restaurants, really trying to distance yourself.
Millions in the industry left reeling.
So in total, how many employees are you?
200.
200? Have they confided in you about worried about rent and paying bills?
You can see fear in their eyes. You can see it.
Cities and states navigating how to cut off the virus's spread. Governor Andrew Cuomo saying New York City won't go the way of San Francisco's Bay Area.
I have no interest whatsoever and no plan whatsoever to quarantine any city.
Healthcare workers now bracing for a surge in patients and a shortage of medical supplies. The Navy is readying 2 hospital ships for possible deployment to assist with patients who don't have the virus, freeing up valuable hospital beds.
The Pentagon is also stepping in, offering 5 million respirator masks and 2,000 ventilators to Health and Human Services to help with this outbreak. Alex Perche, ABC News, Washington.
Alex, thank you so much, and we want to help get you the answers to your coronavirus questions. Join us today for a special 1-hour nationwide Facebook Live event at 1 p.m. Send us your questions now at investigate@hearst.com or on the WJCL Facebook page and Twitter page as well, using the hashtag coronavirusFBLive. Time check this morning, it is 5:41, and coming up, new regulations have made one of America's busiest cities feel more like a ghost town.